Get ready for a mind blower. I'm going to share some information with you in this one of two parts so that the video is not too long. Mind blowing, so empowering, something you can use today. We've gone through another shift. I'm going to share that with you. This video is going to be focused on why it's happening, what's happening, and how you absolutely mind-blowingly can participate in something friggin' amazing. I'm going to use science to prove that to you. Get ready. Welcome to Landria Anka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an awesome life. It just went for a run, and I am fired up because I want to share something with you today, right now, that could be life-changing for you. It's based on science, and I'm going to talk about this shift. You must know this. This is a must-know. Why? It's going to empower you. It can change your world. It can change your world right now. After you watch this video, you may never see anything the same again. Let me start. I'm going to make these two shorter videos because apparently there's a traffic issue on YouTube. They're changing the platform, and you guys aren't getting through to the important parts. Let's start out with the important parts. You are energy, everything's connected. There's no such thing as space. Everything's talking to each other. You as a human being have free will. That's a unique thing, by the way. You affect everything. You are entangled with everything, but you get to choose your own path, your own reality, your own final solution on this planet as the person you are appearing as now. We are not these bodies. We are not human beings. We are experiencing being humans on a dense planet. You are not here as part of some punishment or something that you have to do, and you're going through the apocalypse. Now, you can choose that if you want. You are now participating in a golden era unlike anything that has ever transpired on the entire planet in the history of this linear timeline. We know there's no such thing as time. We are in every probability all at once. As somebody pointed out in my 2021 prediction, I was talking about predictions, but he pointed out they're really probabilities. And that was the whole point of the video. And this one is too. Here's what's going on right now. I felt a shift, a big one this week. And everybody around me is reflecting that. Now, is it me creating that or are they creating that? I'm going to tell you what it is. Proof. And if you've ever watched Gregg Braden, I don't follow other spiritual teachers. I get my own downloads, but I do follow science. And Gregg Braden, who's a very spiritually based person, is very scientific. He doesn't just take somebody's word. He investigates it, he looks at the facts, and he's a very smart man. I'm going to share something with you that he did, shared in a video. There are experiments with photons that were isolated. Photons are just the random things out there that really create energy, our energy. We don't really know what photons are, to be honest with you, because that keeps changing by the day. But photons are these random little energy cells out there of which we interact with at all times. They isolated them. Here's what happened. They put DNA, human DNA, in there to see what would happen. These photons were random, not in any certain pattern. They emulated the structure of the DNA. They mirrored it. What does that tell us? They're intelligent and they're reflecting the intelligence of the DNA. Part two of this. This is going to blow your mind. DNA out there, that photon, those photons are always reacting to our DNA. Now let's talk about the DNA. They proved, as they observed DNA, that negative thoughts made the DNA coil up really tight, which created problems, with how it functioned, health issues, positive words, thoughts, and feelings, opened up the DNA, uncoiled it, and health and restoration prevailed. We're controlling that just with your thoughts. Now here's the deal. That DNA is now sending a message to those photons. The photons are creating material world. They are manifesting. Those photons actually react and start to create whatever is showing up in your life. Here's the even more mind-blowing part. The thoughts and beliefs of the experimenters changed the results of experiments that they were performing. You know about the double slit experiment with light? They kept getting different results because the observers, as soon as you observe it, it changes. Wave now all of a sudden became a particle. But here's the interesting part. It goes beyond that. The beliefs and expectations of the observer change the results. You could have two different people looking at the exact same thing and get completely different results. Here's what's happening. When you, through your DNA, which is your signature, it's a mission control, is dictating your feelings, including your heart, your chakra, your heart chakra. Your heart is emanating a electromagnetic field. They say 6 feet now. It doesn't end. There's no end to any energy, right? So it is actually going out there. You are putting out your own energy field, what you're feeling and thinking and believing. That is sending out a message. I've been teaching this for years. It's your directive to the quantum field. Those photons are now creating according to what you're saying and believing, not because they're thinking, but because they're just emulating, reflecting what you do. Now here's an even more astounding part. When they watched these and saw the reaction, the interesting part was not only observation, was creating, turning nothingness, seemingly nothingness, into material, right? Wave into a particle, which then starts to create situations and aligns with other things, which starts to come into the material world. The more you focused on it, the more intense it became. Now you've done my 3-second manifesting, right? I have you get off the thought, but I have you pick one thing, because I want you to focus on that thing all day, because the more intense that focus is, the more likely it's going to show up. So if you thought of a cat, then a dog, then your love life, and then you're that, and they're all nice things, that's great. You're raising your frequency. But if you focused on something in particular that made you feel good and you believed that you could do it, it must manifest. That's science. Here's what's going on the planet right now. We have, as a collective, okay, so this is even more mind-blowing. All right, so I'm going to share this with you because this is where it comes into the planetary shift. You must know this. You must know this. The DNA changes that we make on ourselves. We open it up. It's beautiful. When you get with another person who maybe have a negative thought and theirs is all coiled up, you can change their DNA. You can change their DNA. I, with my positive thoughts, can uncoil their DNA. However, through free will, they don't have to receive it. So if they go back into negative thoughts, coils right back up. This is how miracles happen. My miracle circle. By the way, I have a shift into miracles. Is a master class. You can go to landryanka.com. I'll have it down here. 25% off if you use the words miracle shift. No spaces. 25% off. Spend 3 hours with me. Guess what? When we use our group, and we all are in positive mindset, you have to be in positive high frequency, and this is what my miracle circle teaches. We can change the DNA and the health of another person. It's possible. Now, why doesn't everybody get a miracle? Because they can go back into negative thoughts or be addicted to their illness or worry or whatever it is. And so that's the free will. So we can't force wellness on others. Now, here's what's happening on the planet. As a collective, we have unknowingly, unwittingly, been desiring and super focused on not wanting to do the same things. That's why my internet marketing is so popular. People are trying to get out of their jobs. 85% of the people hate their jobs. That's one of my ads if you've ever seen them. 85%. That's a collective. The collective thought is now affecting one another. And those who join in that same thought and the same feelings are in the same frequency start to make things happen. Look what happened to our planet. We are sick of polluting. We are sick of the garbage. We're sick of the beings in charge. We're sick of everything. We're sick of kids getting out of college and being so in debt that they work for years and years and years, sometimes decades, to pay off a student loan. That's so effed up it isn't funny. Which is why people come here. They can be up and running for $100. I have a deal going right now. Right? In a few weeks. If you want, that's free, by the way. People are seeking alternatives. Here's what's going on. We created this. We created a situation where the financial institutions are crumbling, the way we work completely shifted, that we can be healed. We're turning into a community and helping each other. We're shifting into the old way of living. How many people are going off the grid, living in RVs, living in vans purposely because they don't want to live in this life? How many people are downsizing, selling their homes and traveling all over the world? We have created this situation. It's not negative. It was necessary for us to go into that space, that total space where we can heal. Now here's what's happening. Because we're in here, we went through a mourning period, and now we're going into acceptance, and I'm feeling it. I have friends that freaked out, who have no jobs and cannot pay their rent or mortgage, much less their utility bills, because even our portfolios are wiped out, right? That's a screwed up system. That should never happen. But guess what? They came out of that mourning, realized that's not going to solve anything. We're going to be here for a while. And they shifted into something else, and they became free and opened up, and miracles came in. Something happened to one of my very good friends that it's pretty mind-blowing. She'll make more money than she ever did, and her company now is completely kaput. She can never go back to it. She was in fashion and design. Nobody's buying jewelry. But what she's doing now is going to help the world, and she's going to make a lot of money doing it and help other people at the same time. We can do this. You are shifting right now. If you are not feeling this, then it's time to shift this. You are totally controlling everything in your body with this thought. You're affecting everything out here. What you focus on is creating, and the more intensely you focus on it, the more it's going to come into your material world. In a situation, in an event, in a material thing, in an opportunity, or a crisis. Those of you watching the crap, the more you focus on it, you think that you're educating yourself, you're actually fueling it. You are creating that reality. You are fueling it. Now, those of us who don't watch that are fueling a golden era, and we're going to live in that. What do you choose? What do you want to choose right now? You can tell yourself you need to know it. Bullcrap. You don't need to know about the cabal. Here's what's happening. You are getting sucked in, those of you who watch that negative stuff, to believe that you need to know this. And you are falling for it. You are being told that they're the good guys and they're the negative, but you're still talking about it. You're still focused on it. Instead of focusing your energy on who can I help? What can I do? What can I do for a living now? That's really everything I've wanted. What skills and education can I get? We have a computer. Our computers are still working. So far, so good, right? It's our only way to access anything, earning income, all that stuff. You can do it online. Go in here and check it out. We're all doing extremely well. Why? We're helping the world now. It's kicking in even more. You can do this. Where are you focused? Your DNA can change other people. You are affecting the planet. So when you go into negativity, you are actually affecting the collective consciousness. The majority of people, the reason this happened is the majority of people want to awaken. Now, how many of them have awakened? I don't know. Nobody knows. But I know we're shifting into that. So it created a world where that's happening. And now it's possible for us to do it because we have no gambling going on, no cheating. Well, if you're cheating, boy, you must be good at it because I don't know who you could be cheating with. You're supposed to be in your house. We're having to resort to focusing on helping other people. We're having to, clean up our environment. Look at what's happening out there. And the second part of this is going to be how we are affecting the planet and what's going on with that frequency. I'm going to talk about science. I'm going to pull in things that have been monitored, that are a fact, with scientists that don't even believe in God. So I'm going to base it on science, and we know that the One is all loving, unconditional, and that everything is just us experiencing all of these things that we can be, and we're ready to shift into that golden era. You were not placed on here to be tortured or to go into hell. You were placed here to experience an amazing golden era, unlike anything ever on this planet. You get to experience that. I want you to now realize we're not going into apocalypse. We're going into an amazing transformation and expansion of the planet. You get to experience this, but only if you focus, because you're creating your reality. That's how powerful you are. So if you put your negativity out there, I don't have to receive that. The reverse goes, right? I don't have to receive that. So nobody has power over you. Nobody's negativity has power over you, because you would have to believe it and feel it and think it for you to go into a negative DNA situation. But your positive DNA put out there affects other people, and they're going to feel it. They're going to feel it, and they just might turn the effing news off or the conspiracy channels off and realize, I am now focused on that and creating it in your reality, your own, the person who's watching that. And you're here. What are you watching? We're talking positive, new era, golden era. We're going into it. Don't be afraid. So my final message to you is, do not go into fear. Those of you who've taken Breakthrough Fear, if you guys are interested, Breakthrough Fear, I teach you this. It's going to be there. You're going to experience it because we're a collective. That's okay. You get to choose. Don't go into it. Watch it. Okay, if you lose your job or your income, trust me, here's the beauty of this. If you lost all of this on your own, you'd get kicked out of your house, your electricity gets cut off. It's global. That's not going to happen. We'd have everybody on the streets. We'd have everybody starving. That won't happen because it's happening globally, and our country is going to have to deal with this for all of us. So you're going to be okay. You're going to be taken care of. So put that aside and ask yourself, what can I shift into now? Who can I be in this golden era? Who do I want to be? So many people going off the grid. That was part of the collective that we had that shifted everything. We want to get away from that. We don't want to go back to it. Get ready. There's something else that's going to happen. It's huge. Get ready for it. You have to shift now. If you want to go into this golden era, you have to shift right now out of fear and just sit with it. It's going to show up. Sit with it. Just let it go by. Okay, that's the old stuff. That's conditioning of dense humanity. We're shifting out of that. I see it. I feel it. Okay, I feel it. I'm not going to allow it to control me anymore. You ready? Shift into Miracles is down here with a code. You can join me, 3-hour masterclass, unlimited recording. You have a free download mobile app that shifts you out of negative thinking all day, free. You've got all kinds of tools, use them. Quit complaining, this costs this. Do it, get the education. Invest in yourself, whether it's time or whatever money you have, or if you don't have money, effort and focus. You are creating your reality at every moment. That's science. You're that powerful. You ready? Your entire reality can shift right now. I'm going into a golden era. All this stuff's falling away. I don't have to be afraid of this. It's part of the shift into something freaking amazing. We could not stay in an awakened state in the old world. It was impossible. It created too much density, and awakened people don't want to live that way, and that's why we're here right now. We don't want to live that way. Congratulations. Thank you for contributing to the shift, the major shift of the planet. Phase 2 we're in, acceptance. Mourning is over. We're accepting, this is it. Now what? Get excited. You're whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Video 2 coming up in 2 days is going to say, how is this affecting the planet? What can we expect? What is the frequency? What's happening out there? How do the frequencies work together? And how can you actually live in heaven on earth? You can do this. You want to join me? Blessings to you, my friend. Health, wealth, awakening. Namaste.